All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the 10-1 Detroit Lions. Guys, the last time the Detroit Lions lost a football game dates all the way back to September 15th. That was the second week of the season. 24-6 road domination victory against the Indianapolis Colts this afternoon. And this was just a masterclass performance of, first off, they dominated in every facet of the game, but it's crazy how like a 24-6 victory, it kind of felt like an underwhelming victory. This was a masterclass performance in, we have a divisional game on Thursday. We're not going to just run up that scoreboard like 52-6 like they did 1 week ago against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's try our best to stay healthy. Let's not do anything crazy. Let's take care of business. And that's exactly what the Detroit Lions did. I don't remember who announced that. I know like Kenny Albert did. Those games are typically a little bit dry. I forget who his color guy was. The Detroit Lions are 10-1. Can we get some hype going? You'd watch that game and you'd be thinking to yourself, the Indianapolis Colts are 5-6 and the Detroit Lions are like, not good at math here, like 4-7 if the math checks out there. And that was like, come on, man. The Detroit Lions are 10-1. They're 10-1. That was an insane performance. I wasn't worried, but the Indianapolis Colts technically scored on their first possession and they were leading the game 3-0 after the first quarter. The Detroit Lions in the second quarter, it's like the dynasty Golden State Warriors in the third quarter. I mean, they're just the best in the biz. It's not even close. But folks, welcome back to this rapid reaction from that Lions victory game. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want daily Detroit Lions, I know you're probably sick of me saying this. I will pin the comment section down below. We're just trying to get to 1,000 subs, and I'll stop spamming it, I promise. But if we could try and get this video, folks, to 1,000 likes for 10 wins, guys, that would seriously mean more than you could even understand. All right, let's take a look here. I was even scrolling through Twitter. I want to talk about the defense, actually, because Jahmyr Gibbs had a heck of a game. Jared Goff technically didn't throw for a touchdown. He also didn't have an interception, but he went 26 of 36 for 269. Jahmyr Gibbs had 90 yards on 21 attempts for 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery did get banged up. He did return, but he also had a touchdown. But Jahmyr Gibbs, 2 touchdowns. I mean, they dominated the time of possession, 37-22, or technically 37-23. They held the Indianapolis Colts to 11 first downs. For example, the Detroit Lions had 26 first downs. Total yards, Detroit had 390. Indianapolis had 268. I've already seen it on Twitter. Colts fans and NFL fans are trying to make a case that Anthony Richardson is like the next coming. And I like AR. I watched him play college football. My Gamecocks taking on Florida in his one and only year in Florida 2 years ago. I really like Anthony Richardson, but they got shafted from penalties. And it wasn't like, I saw like a tweet that the Lions like are bringing traveling refs. I don't see that in any way, shape, or form. As you guys know, I am a Green Bay Packers fan. There is absolutely no bias here. I do want the Detroit Lions to win. I've got most of my dad's family from the Detroit area, but there were a couple of drops. There were a couple of penalties there were a lot of penalties for the Colts, but there were a couple of drops, and Anthony Richardson made some really bad throws. The Detroit Lions made some really good plays. The defensive line, even without Aiden Hutchinson for what feels like now 2 months, they're still getting to the quarterback. AR went 11 of 28. And I've already seen him just kind of get not ridiculed, praised on Twitter for saying like, oh, it's not Anthony Richardson's fault. And it's like, guys, he went 11 of 28, and a lot of that was the Detroit Lions defense. Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in the National Football League, carried the ball 11 times for only 35 total yards. The Detroit Lions rush defense remains the best in the business, giving up just 3.2 yards per carry from Mr. Jonathan Taylor. But let's get through the offense real quick, because this was a really fascinating game where the score probably should have been like 35-6. Probably should have been 31-6. But it's really important. I talked about this on my Lions channel a couple of nights ago. It's really important to zoom out. The Detroit Lions are 10-1. That is very true. But you have a home matchup against the Chicago Bears on Thursday night, and obviously that's Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I'm traveling to North Carolina in a couple of days. We're going to be watching that as a family. I can't wait. You saw the Vikings. I'm looking over right now. They're up 27-16. There's like 2 minutes left in that game. The Bears, my Packers game-winning blocked field goal 1 week ago. The Bears play very physical. NFC North football is very physical. So maybe this loss feels a little bit underwhelming. Maybe it's just because I just watched a broadcast from whoever the hell those two broadcasters were. Once again, I'm not trying to rant on the broadcast thing, but it's just crazy that the Detroit Lions are 10-1, and I really honestly kind of felt like I was watching like a Greg Olsen broadcast where they didn't really want the Lions to win that football game. I don't know if there's one person who feels similar, feeling underwhelmed watching that broadcast. I almost muted it. I mean, come on, dude. The Detroit Lions are 10-1. Get hyped the F up. But I'm just saying, man, like I said, we were talking about on the Lions channel, it's a really difficult final stretch as far as physicality goes. And, the big thing with the Detroit Lions that I'm looking at moving forward is the number 1 seed in the NFC, because I personally think it was the difference in that San Francisco 49ers conference championship game. I don't think the Lions lose that game in Detroit 1 year ago, but you got Chicago, you got Green Bay, you got Buffalo. So you got a 3-game home stretch coming up, then your final 3 against Chicago, San Francisco on the road, and then Minnie to finish off the season. It's just very physical, good defensive teams, a lot of divisional games, and everybody wants to take down the Detroit Lions. So moving down the line, Jameson Williams, 5 catches, 64 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 catches, 62 yards. Taylor Decker got banged up. Khalif Raymond got banged up. David Montgomery also got banged up. That's been like my calling card for any Detroit Lions video I've made in the last month is please just stay relatively healthy. Typically in the playoffs, no matter the league, the healthiest team goes the furthest. And yeah, I like to have that next man up mentality, but I don't want to see another Aiden Hutchinson injury where you have to wait until the Super Bowl to get a guy like his caliber back. Tim Patrick, huge game, 4 catches, 55 yards. David Montgomery also had a couple of catches for 36 yards. Sam Laporta, I don't know why I keep starting as my starting tight end. I feel like I drafted you in the 3rd or 4th round of fantasy football, and I have a feeling that's why I'm about to get eliminated from the playoffs. Neither here nor there. Was not a statistical crazy game unless maybe your name is Jahmyr Gibbs this afternoon. Malcolm Rodriguez in absence, stepping up huge for Alex Anzalone. Jack Campbell continues his dominant sophomore campaign. Brian Branch had a really good game. Aleem McNeil had a forced fumble. On the stat sheet, I'm looking at it right now, he only technically had 1 tackle. I can't wait to see advanced statistics because he had a phenomenal football game. Zadarius Smith had a good game. The defense in general had a really good game. My only concern right now is Carlton Davis got banged up on a non-physical injury. I don't think I said that right, or non-contact injury. And he was pointing at his knee, and that has me a little bit worried, but we'll wait and see. Guys, that's it for the rapid reaction. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button if you haven't already while we push for 100K. And that's it for me. Let me know your thoughts on this game down below. Give me a team grade and any other opinion or thought you have from this afternoon's 24-6 victory on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. Peace.